All right, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this series of online lessons. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like for this lesson. Now, in today's lesson, I have this question that involves total probability and Bayes' theorem. Right, so the question reads: a factory buys 1,000 light bulbs of type A. So let's say type A. We have 1,000 light bulbs. 500 of type B. So type B, just put B, we have 500, which are somewhat more expensive. For a randomly chosen bulb of type A, there is a probability of 0.6. The probability of 0.6 that the bulb lasts more than 2 months. And for a randomly chosen bulb of type B, there is a probability of 0.9. 0.9 that it lasts more than 2 months. By mistake, all bulbs are mixed. So we mix the bulbs of type A and type B. So together, that is 1,500 bulbs when mixed. A bulb is chosen at random from the 1,500 bulbs. Find the probability that the bulb will last more than 2 months. Okay. Now, since we have two groups of bulbs here, we find the probability. Okay, so probability of lasting more than 2 months. Okay, so we have two groups of bulbs. Now we don't know which bulb will be picked. So since it's random, so what is the probability of lasting more than 2 months? We have to find the total probabilities of these probabilities. So the total probability will just be equal to the sum of the probabilities. So for instance, of the number of elements in A over the total number of elements times the probability of A. Let me just write it out, the sum. In this case, it will just be the number of elements in A over the total number of elements times the probability of A plus the number of elements in B over the total number times the probability of B. So this will give us the probability that the bulb lasts more than 2 months. So we need to find that. Right, so we can put in there. So the number of elements in A are 100,000, or is it 1,000? The total number will be, when we combine these two, which is 1,500 times the probability in A, which is 0.6 plus the number of elements B, which is 500, divided by the total number, which is 150, times 0.9. And when we multiply this out and simplify, it will give us 0.7. Okay, so that is the probability that it will last more than 2 months, because here we have two probabilities of each lasting a certain amount of months. Now, for us to find the probability that it will last more than 2 months, we have to combine the probabilities. Okay, because it will be chosen randomly. It might be chosen from A or it might be chosen from B. So this is where we get Bayes' theorem. And if there were more groups, let's say if there was a third group, C, and it also had a particular number of bulbs and its own particular probability, we would have added it here. We would have said plus the number of elements in C over the total number times the probability of C. If there was two more elements, let's say D with a certain probability D, would still add it here to find the total probability. Okay, so but in this case we only have 2, so we end there. Erase this. Okay. Then now we go to the second question. If a bulb lasts more than 2 months, what is the probability that it is of type A? Okay. If the bulb lasts more than 2 months, what is the probability that it is type A? So this is where Bayes' theorem comes in. So what we do here is, so for the second one, probability of A given 2 months will be equals to probability of A times probability of 2 months given that it comes from A all over the total probability. Okay, so the probability of A is 0.6, so that will be 0.6 times the probability of 2 months given A. So probability of 2 months given A will be the number of A over the total number, which is 1000 over the total number 15, then divide by the total probability, which is 0.7, which when simplifies gives you approximately 0.57. Okay. So it gives you 0.57. So basically the logic for if lasts more than 2 months, what is the probability that is from type A? So what you just do is you just get this probability for type A that we have here, and you divide by the total probability, which is what we find here. That will give you that. If it was from type B, we just get the type B here. We divide by the total probability, which is this, give you that. Same applies. So that is how you work this problem out. So for instance, for type B, given 2 months, this will be equals to probability of B times probability of 2 months given B over the total probability. Okay, so for B given 2 months, it would be this, just this. So it would be 500 over 15 times 0.9 over the total probability, which is 0.7. Right, so for now, it's have a good day, have a good evening.